Hello, everybody, and welcome to Only Stupid Answers Spooky Halloween Special.
What do we got?
Oh!
I
Yeah.
need you to know that I'm disappointed that it's purely white on the face.
Yes.
And I think
This-
you could have.
Yeah, have you done no murdering?
This is very much like Halloween 4 or 5, where it's like, oh, we're really not even trying with the mask anymore, right? Okay. I got it.
It's that bad, but yeah, I get you.
People really started disliking the mask. We got so many comments on our Halloween videos about which mask they favored or not. I'm embarrassed to say I kind of liked all the masks.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't have
think
an issue with any of the masks.
the masks get real dicey later on. What was the David Gordon Green. I don't like his Halloween movies, but God bless him, he gets the mask right. The mask looks good.
For Halloween 2018, Halloween Kills.
Yeah,
and
those
Halloween
three.
Ends.
Yeah, we finally got and it's one of those things where this shouldn't be as hard as you guys make it seem to be. Like it's the mask, make it iconic. But listen, I think we're bearing the lead a little bit because I'm your host, DJ Woldridge. With me as always is Roxy, and we have a very special guest today. Tara, say hi to the kids at home.
Hi, I'm Tara Erickson. I didn't know if you wanted me to give my full name.
Yeah, go for
and
it.
Your
Yeah,
social security.
yeah,
Give the
social security number. Give us your address. No,
Phone
but
number.
for the kids at home that may not be familiar with you, who are you? What do you do? Where can they find you?
Well, I'm everywhere. Just Google me. But you can find me on Instagram, and I'm a co-host with Roxy on The Real Rejects. You can find us there always, but yeah, there and on my YouTube channel too.
And you started a new pod.
That's
Yeah.
right. Sometimes there's a lot of things, and I'm like, I don't know. The Rage Pod is a new podcast I just started with two of my very good friends, and that's available anywhere you get your podcasts. It's called The Rage Pod. Duh.
I posted about it yesterday, Tara. I'm obsessed.
You did?
Yeah, you guys.
Oh, I love it.
Are so good. Like the put a pin in it thing, and if you guys want to know what it is, you have to go follow them on social media. But
Have to go
I'm
check it
so
out.
with
Do
you.
it.
I'm so with you. I can't with anybody's like, let's put a pin in that. No,
Right?
let's
You're
talk
like-
about it.
You're lying. Yeah.
Mhm.
100%.
For sure.
So the Rage Pod is what the people are going to be looking for. Go check that out. Go give it a listen.
yeah.
Find out what they're talking about when they're putting a pin in it. We're going to putting a pin in it for now.
No, you don't want to do that, DJ.
Just don't do it. Just get
Don't
it
do it.
out of your vocabulary. Throw it in the
Mhm.
trash. It's not needed.
Yep.
Get rid of it. Well, Tara, thank you for joining us, because the reason I wanted to have you on is because you and Roxy for Real Rejects is it safe to say the horror girlies? Or you're the ones that,
This is what we go by. We're
Okay.
and you're not gonna like this, DJ. I don't think we're gonna get you to call us this, but we'll see. We're the horror whores. So
Yeah.
Okay.
Try that out of your mouth. We're the Scream Queens. You can go with. We're the
I like that.
She-Jacks. That's we just
Uh-huh.
go by the She-Jacks. And yeah, we cover pretty much all of the horror stuff. Horror stuff there is on Thursdays, and we monopolize that day of the week. Like either my or Tara, or both of our faces is the Thursday face.
Yeah.
So I'm jumping ahead a little bit because we are going to do what we normally do on the show. I'm going to go through comments of the previous episode, and we're going to go through some pop culture news. But I do want to ask, since we're talking about it, how did that happen? How did you two end up being the She-Jacks, the horror ones, the Scream Queens?
I wonder what Tara's answer is to this. How did it happen?
I think it's when we started watching Purge, and then everyone just got obsessed because we just started playing games, and you started to purge me, and then everyone. I don't know about the She-Jacks thing. Here's what I'm thinking: the tattoo. Oh, that's so great.
The tattoo started it all.
The tattoo, I think, started it all, Rocks.
Okay, so I'll break it down. So first things first, the first move, Tara had been on the channel for a lot longer than I had. And then I was asked to come on to cover the Black Phone because when Greg sent me a list of things that he was wondering if I'd seen, I hadn't seen any of the horror movies. And so he had me cover the Black Phone. I thought that movie was sick. I loved it. In all fairness, I hadn't seen many horror movies. So I was like, this is a cool genre. This scared the crap out of me. I really felt alive. The next thing that I started doing when I officially joined the channel was the Purge movies with Tara.
Yeah.
And we did the first movie, and full disclosure, Greg waited outside the door listening to our reaction, and he came in afterwards and he said to us, did you guys like it? And we were like, yeah, we loved it. And he was like, you guys were very quiet together. And Tara and I had known each other briefly through our AfterBuzz TV days, but we hadn't spoken all that much. So we were finding like a rapport with each other, and I didn't want to step on her. She didn't want to step on me. So I guess we did what was kind of like a silent movie reaction.
Nice.
We just kind of like chilled next to each other and enjoyed a movie. And then after he said that to us, I think we like bonded over like, all right, let's like be us. And then it kind of took off from there. We never planned anything, but then the fans just really loved us together, which was really cool because usually they hate me. So it was like nice to feel embraced. And especially if I'm with another woman, it's like, get off our screens. 2 women at once. No, not talking about on Real Rejects, but throughout time. Mm-hmm. So then they liked us. And then I think Greg jumped on that. And then a fan of ours, DJ, got Sierra got a She-Ject tattoo after people started kind of calling us that, and we reposted it, and then the She-Jects became a full-blown thing.
I love that. So Roxy, you hadn't watched a lot of horror movies. Tara, is this the Real Rejects kind of your exposure to horror movies as well, or had you watched a bunch prior to that?
No, I watched none. I used to do trailer reactions on my YouTube channel, and then I watched it, chapter 1, the trailer, so much and edited some stuff. And I was like, I think I can handle the movie. That was the only horror movie that I ever saw prior to doing any horror movies on The Real Rejects, because I'm not gonna, I can't. Like, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna sit at home and watch horror movies? Nope. But I will do it at work.
Yes, absolutely. I get that.
She's like a Halloween girl though, DJ, which is why it's so weird. Like, she flips her entire space into Halloween stuff every year. Like, everything gets rearranged and changed.
It doesn't normally look like this.
Yeah. Although it could. There's nothing stopping you.
I would have guessed that you were like a diehard horror girl, but you just weren't.
Now, I feel like I am, like, thank goodness, because I'm like, oh, this is good. It matches my personality. Yeah. Thank goodness. I don't have to like go in there and be like, no, I don't watch horror movies. I'm like, no, I know about them now.
Yeah, I'm informed. So was there, Tara, for you, I'm going to ask you the same question, Roxy. For you, did you avoid them, horror movies, or did you just not, it just wasn't part of your thing? Like you're like, I don't need it.
I think they're terrifying. I was like, I don't want anything to do with it. Why would I want to subject myself to this kind of horror? Yeah. I just was like, no, they're not fun. They're only scary. And then I watched It, chapter 1. Yeah. And I was like, wow, horror movies can be amazing. There can actually be a story. It's not just jump scares the whole time. Literally in my brain, I just thought I would just be flying out of my chair every 10 seconds. And that's obviously not the case. So after that, I was more excited to go, I think I can handle it and not have a heart attack.
Very cool. And Roxy, what about you? Did it just not, you just didn't watch them, or did you actively avoid them?
So growing up, if you had asked me what's your favorite movie of all time, I would have said The Sixth Sense. Like, I loved that movie. So I don't know why I just never watched any. Here are the horror movies I remember watching. Okay. House of Wax. Do you guys know what that is?
Is it the Paris Hilton one or the original one?
The movie. Nice. I liked Paris Hilton a lot. She was in a movie. I watched it. It was House of Wax. Yeah. The Ring, which I believe, Tara, did you just watch that for the channel?
I did.
And the reason I watched that one was because everybody said to me, you look like Samara. And I said, let me watch this movie. So the reason I ended up watching horror movies as a kid was because somebody said something that was of interest to me. Either Paris Hilton was in it, you look like this person, or this is the craziest movie you've ever seen with The Sixth Sense. So and also, my second favorite movie growing up was Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds, which I absolutely loved. So you would think that would have like clicked for me. You like this genre, go watch this genre, but it didn't ever until Real Rejects.
It worked out.
I'd seen like 10 movies, and all of them I liked, but never was I like, maybe I should watch some of these. It's intimidating, DJ. Like, you grew up watching horror franchises to not know. Where do I start? Do I watch like there's so many horror franchises that have 13 movies in them. And it's like deciding to dive into Marvel every time, like when Tara and I started undertaking the Halloween movies, we put them on. I was like, there's probably like 4 of these. There are 13 movies, DJ.
Yeah.
That's one franchise. So I'm not really ever picturing myself by my single ass sitting in my room like, yeah, let me watch 13, some of which people say are horrific Michael Myers movies. Like, it's just, it never came up. So I guess that's it.
For me, I grew up in a religious household, so not a lot of horror movies. So it wasn't until college, and fortunately, I had a very good friend that was like, "Okay, here's what you're watching. Here's the highlights. Here's what you're paying attention to." So we all just
where
need
did
that
he
excuse.
have you start?
Where did I start? I remember, I think some of the first, and I don't know if this was him or me, because I like the Spider-Man movies a lot. I watched Evil Dead 2, and I thought that was incredible. Still one of my favorite movies.
So good. We love the Evil Dead franchise.
Yeah, I don't think in my opinion, there's not a bad Evil Dead movie. I think they're all good for different reasons. John Carpenter's The Thing was a big one. Watch all the Halloween movies. Anybody getting into horror, John Carpenter's a good gateway drug because he's great. So I think it just picked up stuff from, I know when I was in college, the Friday the 13th reboot came out, and I saw that in theaters, and that was fun. And that was a good one too, because it's like a primer on the first 3. It's like, here's basically what happened in the first 3.
Do you know what Tara and I did with that?
No.
This is the biggest mistake we've ever made on the channel. It feels like you're rubbing salt into the wound by telling us that you watched that one right now.
I slightly glanced at you and I was like, maybe she'll bring it up.
What happened?
So, allegedly, Tara and I, the way it works, you walk into the studio and you, and when I say you, really Tara is way better at tech than I am. We like set everything up, it's not like somebody's there and doing all this stuff. So you go in, you set everything up, and you watch the movies. So we had watched the first Nightmare movie and then maybe the second one. And then we thought we had clicked on the third one, but we ended up watching the reboot and didn't know until after the movie wrapped. And throughout the entire movie, we were so confused.
Yeah.
We asked 400 questions. We were like, why does this character have the same name? Did they like, what's happening here?
Yeah.
And we were trying to draw connections and correlations, but never did.
Why would they change out this actor? Where did he go?
Yeah.
Because it's like 10 years later.
Yeah. It's long, more than that, 20. Like.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah.
It was really
early
bad.
2000s,
And then when we were doing the review afterwards, we realized that the runtime wasn't the same as the movie we were supposed to watch. And we were like, what happened? And then we discovered on air what had happened. And we have never
fell into a full-on panic. We literally thought Greg was going to kill us.
Yes.
You missed him going to Manhattan. You missed him going to hell. You missed him going
back.
to space.
We had to go back, okay? And I wish I could have said that I missed him going to Manhattan, but
yeah. But you didn't. You went there with him.
Barely.
I'm excited.
Never makes sense.
Yeah, it's true. He's on the phone most of the time. Yeah, but I'm excited to dive into this more with you guys. But we're going to start the episode like I normally like to start, which is going through comments of our previous episode. Roxy and I's last episode, we were talking about the end of Peacemaker, the Peacemaker season finale, and what it could set up for the future of the DCU with Salvation. Chowderman 8888 says, I like how it's open-ended to have people speculate. This is what I love so much about the start of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, the theories were wild, and Kevin Feige would never go out on social media to talk about it to the level Gunn is doing. I found the ending very satisfying for the main characters, and while still bringing up these other characters. Like, who knew Frank Grillo would be the center of the next set of projects? You guys have seen a few things, watching the Purge movies at least, with Frank Grillo in them.
Purge Daddy is what we call him.
Yes.
Yep.
Also, DJ Tara just did a whole MCU watch. I know that it's different than DC, but she just did
all the way up to Fantastic Four, I think, is the most recent one, isn't it?
Yes.
Did you do it for Real Rejects or just for you?
I remember all of them, but yes, I watched all of them.
No, I'm going to go through each and every one and ask you your opinion. No, I'm kidding. Was it for Real Rejects or just for you?
For Real Rejects, yeah. They're all up on the channel, yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
I don't think Frank Grillo is now the center of the DC projects, though. That's not my impression of what's going on.
He's more central than I would have assumed going in to it, especially considering he's been in all Creature Commandos, Superman, and Peacemaker. It is kind of surprising how central he is right now.
He's very good on Tulsa King every week. I'll give him.
What
that.
did I just? Oh, he was fine in Werewolves, which is a movie that's bad, a bad movie.
Yeah, Tara and I loved him in Purge movies. He wasn't in all of them, but when he came on, we titled him Purge Daddy, and
Purge Daddy was always great when he popped up.
Yes.
Yeah, those are the best ones. The ones with him are the best ones. I think they're working on a new one with him in it, which I think is a good. I think it's supposed to be the wrap up, but who knows?
We love that franchise. That ranked very high on our list.
It's good.
Yeah,
so good. Yeah.
Jason C32 says, could the next season of Peacemaker simply be retitled Checkmate and focus on that team interacting with DC characters trying to find Chris? Tara, no, I'm kidding. Have you seen Peacemaker?
She watched Peacemaker season 1, but I don't think you watched season 2, right?
I have not.
We will circle back.
Yeah,
Roxy, do you think
circle back? Hard circle, running up the flagpole.
Running up the flagpole. We're gonna put a pin in it. Yeah. Time is a flat circle. Roxy, do you think season 3 of Peacemaker could be just a checkmate show?
Season 3?
Instead of a season 3, we get a checkmate.
Well, the only reason I said it like that is because I feel like we have a lot to do with. It depends on how Superman, the next Man of Tomorrow movie, handles what happened with Peacemaker and whatnot. Because otherwise we're gonna have to deal with that, and then I don't think it could be a checkmate show, but maybe season 4 could be. Eventually, I do think that that's what their plan is to do a spinoff.
In the chat, you guys can watch live at patreon.com/onlystupidanswers. Ko-Fi, New York. I liked him in Winter Soldier. I assume referring to Frank Grillo, who was in Captain America: Winter Soldier.
I don't remember that. Who was he?
He eventually Crossbones. I can't remember Rumlow. Yeah, Rumlow. He's like a top Shield guy that, actually he's a Hydra guy. Cool. And then in Civil War, he shows up in full Crossbones regalia, which for the comic fans was cool. Steven Bronson says, I wondered if he was infected by a butterfly. The butterflies figure they can't be safe until Peacemaker is gone. Roxy, we speculated that maybe something is going on with Flag. Is it possible that he is infected by a butterfly, which is a plot point I forgot from season 1? But also, help me remember, Tara just watched it, so maybe she can tell us. I believe once you're butterflied, the person is dead. Like once a butterfly enters you, that person's dead functionally, if I remember right.
You didn't just watch Peacemaker. You watched it when it came out, right?
Oh, okay. Well, then maybe we could all help each other remember. Don't you die once? Doesn't the butterfly like burrow into your brain or something? And that person, if the butterfly leaves, you're dead now.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely right. I also don't think that that's the storyline they're going to go with, because it would be, now we'd have to introduce the butterfly story to the DCU.
Which they don't even mention in season 2.
Right.
It's not even a reminder. Oh, by the way, remember the butterflies in season 1? Don't even touch on it.
I think it's a Lex Luthor thing. I don't know what he's doing to Frank Grillo's character, to Rick Flag, but I think he's doing something.
Now, I'd like to give a quick shout out to our charity of the month. This month's charity is the International Rescue Committee, which is working to help the people of Gaza as they face famine, ethnic cleansing, and genocidal violence. As the IRC website notes, over 64,000 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza and more than 160,000 injured since October 7th, 2023. Nearly 2 years of conflict have left over 2 million Palestinians, half of whom are children, without access to sufficient water, food, or medical care. Famine has become a deadly reality. Despite restrictions on aid delivery, the International Rescue Committee continues to reach Palestinians with life-saving healthcare, cash, and emergency support. With operations in more than 40 countries around the world, your donation to the IRC will deliver critical aid where it is needed most. If you're like me and you're deeply concerned about this crisis and desperately searching for any way to help, I highly recommend you check out rescue.org. Now back to the show. In keeping with the season that we're in, we are recording this on Halloween. And if you're into some spooky goodness, I would highly recommend that you head on over to graveyardshiftcomic.com and check out my comic that is live on Kickstarter right now as we speak. It follows a bunch of employees that work at a fast food place during the overnight shift as a group of rowdy thieves try to rob them, and then things escalate and get even worse when the mascots come to life and try and eat them. And it's all connected to a deeper, darker conspiracy. Like all my Kickstarters, there's a bunch of cool variant covers. You can get one or all three of these covers. We've got one from our main artist, David Stoll, and colorist Francesca Citarelli. Ryan Lee did our variant B cover, and then Chloe Brailsford did our C cover. You can also get drawn into the comic. And one of the things I really liked about this story is it allowed me to touch on a bunch of different horror genres. So there's a little bit of slasher in there. There's a little bit of body horror in there. There's a little bit of creature feature. There's a little bit of cosmic horror. It touches on all those things. So if you like horror stuff, or even if you don't and you just want to support independent art, please go to graveyardshiftcomic.com and give that a look. It's real competitive on Kickstarter right now. Everybody dropping their horror books. And so it's a little tough to compete in that algorithm. So if you want to see this comic come to life, it is only happening if you're going to go back it. So go to graveyardshiftcomic.com. Please and thank you. All right. I think we got time to do a little bit of news, a little bit of spooky news. What's spookier than somebody coming back from the dead? We're talking about the hunt for Ben Solo. I think Roxy and I talked about this a little bit with our patrons before recording last week, but I got this via Gizmodo that I believe pulled a lot of it from a playlist article. Earlier this week, referring to last week as of this recording, Adam Driver sent a disturbance through the force when he revealed The Hunt for Ben Solo, a Star Wars film developed by himself, director Steven Soderbergh, and screenwriter Scott Z. Burns, which the actor said was backed by Lucasfilm but ultimately scrapped by Disney executives Bob Iger and Alan Bergman. There's been new reporting coming out that it was actually much farther along. They were in early pre-production, getting their crew together and everything like that. Everything was ready to go. And then they waited to submit it to Bob Iger before it was like, it's ready. We've got a budget. We've got the whole thing. We've got the script. And Iger was like, no, thank you. How did he come back from the dead? No Star Wars characters ever come back from the dead, stupid. There is a social media account that is attributed to Soderbergh. I don't know if it's been confirmed that it's Soderbergh's account, that stated that they asked Kathy Kennedy if the Lucasfilm script had ever been vetoed like this by Bob Iger, and according to her, the answer was no. This was the first time that they had done this much work into a production to have it be vetoed. So
weird place to start.
Yeah. Oh no, one of the most popular actors from our previous trilogy with one of the best directors. No, boo. We don't want that. No.
Yeah, really weird first veto. This story doesn't make any sense to me, DJ, because everybody knows that I'm the most casual Star Wars fan. Yeah. I'm somebody who I've seen all of the live action Star Wars things at least once, and I like them. But I can't tell you all the characters, the storylines. I forget things all the time. It's such a deep world. Yeah. But if you ask me, what do you think about a movie starring Adam Driver as Ben Solo, directed by Steven Soderbergh, who thought of the concept and they pitched it together? They're that passionate about it. Do you think that should be greenlit? I'd be like,
why not?
Yeah, for sure. They should do that movie. I don't know. That sounds like a no-brainer to me. I guess it wasn't. I don't know whose cornflakes they pissed in that they didn't want to make that movie, but to me that sounds like, yeah, for sure, go through with that.
Bob Iger was like, is Grogu in it? And they said no, and he threw his coffee across the room. He's like, no, Grogu, no green light, I guess, is what he said. Yeah. Tara, I don't know. This is our first time meeting. Thank you for joining us again. Are you a Star Warsman? Do you do the Star Wars, or are you like, nah, boo?
Oh, no. I mean, I'm not. Okay, listen. You can't. I'm not going to be a person who's like, I remember this. Here's the facts. What I do love is I love The Mandalorian. Yeah. And I do love the Star Wars universe. Watch the movies, enjoy them. But I'm not like, oh, I remember these things. I don't have, what's the Firefly? I call it the Firefly. That's not the name of the ship. So this is the proof that I'm not hardcore. Yeah. What's it freaking called?
I'm thinking.
Which one? Are you X-Wing? Millennium Falcon. There you go. The Millennium Falcon. There you go. Thanks, Roxy.
You. I don't have a replica of a Millennium Falcon on my my little bookshelf.
Are you a Firefly fan though? It's a Firefly was a pretty specific pull. Are you a Firefly fan?
I love Firefly. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. I was like, there's
love
no
it.
way she's just pulling Firefly out of the ether. She has to be a fan of the show.
Firefly's freaking great. I wish
Yeah.
they would like remake that show right now with What's His Nuts, the lead. I love him.
Yeah. He's great. He's Guy
Who's the
Gardner
lead
right
of
now.
Firefly. I haven't seen
Nathan
it.
Fillion. Nathan
Oh.
Fillion was the lead of
Yeah.
Firefly. And he's great.
God, I love Nathan. He's the
Yeah.
best.
No.
Yeah.
Is Alan
But,
Tudyk in it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good job.
So
Miranda
good.
Baccarin. Hold
Yeah.
on. A bunch of great actors. It's yes.
Yeah.
So we know if they made the Ben Solo movie a Firefly spinoff, Tara's in. Yeah, it's weird to me because I don't know if you guys have this experience. So I prefer to be on Blue Sky. I find that environment of the social media environment's the most chill. But I will dip my toe into Threads because I tend to get, when I post stuff on Threads, it tends to get a bit more traction. But Threads reminds me most of old Twitter, and I don't mean that as a good thing. It's like it's like you're walking into an argument. Like you're like, whoa, why? What's happening? But I saw a lot of posts on Threads about like, idiot. Ben Solo's dead. What are you talking about? And I'm like, it's a sci-fi. It's space wizards. Like, whoa, who cares, man? Like, Palpatine came back. Anything's possible. Who cares? But I'm a big supporter of. I didn't think the sequels were very good, but I am a big supporter of taking the things that worked from it and trying to do new, cool things with that. And I think Adam Driver was good in those movies. And I think trying to do some retooling to make that story better with a director that I love. I think Steven Soderbergh's great. I think he's made a lot of movies I really love. It's like, why not? And having a director that eclectic do a Star Wars, yeah. Let's see what happens. Yeah. What's the worst that could happen? What is the worst that could happen?
I don't know. I kind of want Iger to explain himself a little bit on this one. He won't, but like,
yeah.
Why didn't you like this idea?
Yeah, you're right. He won't. But Roxanne, you and I discussed it a bit. I was reading that book, MCU, which is about the behind-the-scenes history of MCU. And it is interesting how, and this happens to a few figures in the book, like Bob Iger, who was the deal maker that made Marvel joining Disney happen. And of course, when it's happening in that point of the book, it's like, that's a good thing for Disney. And it's it's able to give them a little bit of distance from Mike Perlmutter, who sucks, and all that stuff. And then later in the book, post Endgame, Bob Iger taking a heel turn, making some decisions that aren't so great. Obviously talking about the strikes and everything, some stuff he said, some stances he took, not so hot. And I feel like this is part of that era of not being a hero of the people. Come on, Bob, be the hero the people need, and give us our Ben Solo movie. Tara, you said you liked Mandalorian.
Or just look at like Aaron Brockovich, like Ocean's 11. Look at the commercial money. If that's what they're looking at, like upstairs, they're always thinking about stupid things, and they give bad ideas, and they're like, the sisters should be involved. And you're like, that's not even in the script. I don't know why. And they're like, but commercially, it'll make us money.
What made you think of Aaron Brockovich just now?
Because I love those movies.
Oh,
yeah. Is that a Soderbergh joint? Is Aaron Brockovich a Soderbergh movie?
Oh, I don't know. If it is, then that's why you thought of it.
Yeah, that's why I was saying that.
I thought you were just naming movies you liked.
No. Like Soderbergh, like he's great. So I'm like, commercially,
Soderbergh did Aaron Brockovich.
We're getting confirmation. He did. Wow. I also didn't know that.
Yeah. I didn't know Ocean's 11, dude.
Yeah,
like those are great like they're awesome.
Yeah.
So Bob is an idiot.
I can't believe he did Aaron Brockovich. That's incredible.
Such a good movie, right?
So good.
Before we leave this, you said you're a fan of Mandalorian. Are you looking forward to the Mandalorian Grogu coming to theaters next year?
Oh, hell yeah. Grogu is the freaking best.
So I think if Tara was in that room with Bob, she's like, listen, it's a baby Yoda. Put him in Ben. Have him be the one looking for Ben Solo. It's the hunt for Ben Solo. Who's doing the hunting? Baby Yoda. Done.
Sold.
Tara and I running a studio together would be the funniest thing ever. Cause same girl.
Yeah.
What you like, I like. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, that little baby, cute as shit.
Yeah.
Just toss him in. Like,
toss them in
whatever.
there. Come on, find a spot for him. You can find a spot for him. Help us sell toys. Star Wars sells toys. Well, speaking of selling toys, that's going to be my segue. Okay, so we're going to go back into your all's horror journey. You guys said it began with The Purge as a team. That was your beginning thing. I actually don't know if I've watched the first Purge movie all the way through. I've seen all the others.
Whoa,
But I
why?
don't know.
Why the first one?
It interests me the least. I remember when Purge 1 was coming out, I'm like, well, this is clearly a proof of concept for what you're trying. You're going to do the cheap one that takes place in a single house, and then you're going to go out into the rest of the world for the sequel, which is exactly what they did. And I was like, well, that's what I'm in for. That's the part I'm interested in. And then you got, I love Ethan Hawke, but like Frank Grillo's the right person for that type of movie. He's the right tone you're shooting for. So you start with The Purge. What has been you guys just did your ranking.
We did our brief ranking. So we did a ranking of all of the Halloween Halloween movies. And then at the very end of that episode, which is up now, we did a ranking of the franchises that we've watched.
Okay, so Roxy, you sent me a list of the franchises that you've watched. Is this still an accurate list?
Yeah, it's an accurate list. It's not in order, but it's an accurate list of what we've watched. However, DJ, we've also done several one-offs that weren't franchise movies.
What do you think? Speaking of that, what's the weirdest one-off they've had you do? Have they guys had you do any like giallo or anything like that yet? Or giallo's an Italian genre of horror that was.
No, but we just did Train to Busan, and Tara and our faces were soaking wet afterwards. So
Yeah. I think the main one people will know from giallo is Suspiria, which there was a remake that I don't particularly like.
Giallo's a person?
Giallo is a genre. Giallo is an Italian horror genre. So okay, so you've done Train to Busan, but what's the weirdest one that you guys have they've had you watch so far?
Well, we did separate from each other. We did the Terrifier movies, and I don't know if weird is the right word, but
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Oh God! I mean, they cut up a guy's butthole. That's weird. They also stuck the ball sack in front of my face. I don't want it.
I will tell you guys, I went to horror nights, and there's a Terrifier maze this year, and I asked Tara to go with me. She said straight up no.
Mm-hmm.
Said, nope. I said, girl, tickets be free. She said, I don't give a shit. I am not going to do that thing. I went and saw in the Terrifier maze, which had the longest line of anything. There's one room where it's just a girl being scalped with salt thrown on her. That's the whole room. And I was like,
I was bummed this year. Typically, Monica and my wife and I do Halloween Horror Nights as a tradition, but with the baby, it's like, how do we navigate it? So, and this year they had a lot of great, like Terrifier, Fallout. I was really interested in seeing. I don't really particularly care about Five Nights at Freddy's generally, but like that's a great setup for a maze. Like I'm interested to see the maze of it.
I haven't seen those movies yet. There's 2 of them, right?
There's a second one coming out. There's one out, and there's a series of games that the movies are based off of. And I don't have any real connection to any of that. I didn't think the movie was particularly good. I know there's a large audience for the games. I just think like that is a perfect thing for a Horror Nights maze. Like that's a great. Cool. I would like to see that maze.
Tara, did you see Five Nights at Freddy's?
I think I saw the first one, but I watched it at home and was in and out. I don't know if I was excited by it.
Maybe,
but I might have just seen clips of it or started it and been like, meh.
What other weird horror movies have we watched? I can't think. We did
no, like the Outwaters, none of that stuff.
I don't know what that is.
Okay, yeah, if you don't know, I'm just trying to think. I was trying to think of some of the most off-putting.
We've done a lot of basic bitch horror movie stuff because we are new to the franchise. I mean, new to the genre. So it's been a lot of basic things. I mean,
Saw was pretty savage, but I didn't watch that with Rox.
Yeah, but I've seen those, so that's why we didn't do them together. I've seen the Saw movies. That one, I think that the weirdest probably Evil Dead is pretty weird.
Yeah.
Different than all the classics they've thrown at us, like Friday the 13th, Chucky, Nightmare on Elm Street. Like they've just given us. They're like, watch the classics.
Did you do Gremlins?
You know nothing.
Who did I do Gremlins with? Was that you or no?
No, I haven't seen that movie.
Those were weird.
Yeah. Okay. I'm excited now that you because here's the list you gave me, Roxy, in no particular order: Evil Dead, Purge, the Nightmare on Elm Street movies, Halloween, Child's Play, Happy Death Day, Smile, Conjuring, and Wrong Turn. Which Roxy informed me there's more Wrong Turn movies than you think.
Oh, okay. That's definitely, sorry, we should have said that. That's definitely the weirdest. You don't know, DJ, what it's like to watch 7 cannibal movies in a row. That
You
was
don't know
definitely
that.
the weirdest.
You don't know how I spend my weekends, Roxy.
DJ, I know you too well know that. That was, I mean, after one, they all go straight to DVD.
Yeah.
And it just didn't stop. Like, Tara and I were like shooketh. I mean, that was really, those are almost worse than the Terrifier movies at times.
Do they?
Yes.
Do people recommend stuff in the comment? Like, oh, you guys should watch. Do you guys know what's decided for you to watch? Or you just come in and you're told, here's what's happening?
So right now, I think probably based on where we're at, the Scream movies will be next for us because you can just kind of like read the tea leaves that will be coming. Although strange time because I know people are boycotting the Scream movie, but you know, we still want to watch the franchise. What happens is Greg does algorithm stuff, looking at when's this coming out? Does this have a director that's upcoming going to be trending? Does this have a reason? Does it have a sequel coming out? What would this be? And then he asks us if we've seen it or not. And if we both have seen it, then we don't cover it together. If neither of us has seen it, usually it goes to the Shejecks over anybody else if it's a horror thing. And if one of us has seen it but doesn't really remember it, we just are upfront with the audience about it. Like, hey, I've seen this, she hasn't, or she's seen this, I haven't. We're doing this watch along.
So, gotcha. I like that. I'm into that. Always appreciate. We have a few friends like that, Roxy, that are really like dialed into the algorithm, and that's not me.
Holy crap, he's so dialed in, and like,
yeah.
I think that there's a lot of other reactor channels, and you can kind of like see how some of these big franchises have performed for them.
Yeah.
And also they have whole sheets and grids and charts. Tara's done a lot of behind the scene works with them also, so she knows about this too. But like, I mean, we're booked out. They've planned out months in advance. This is it's such a massive company at this point. It's not like flying by the seat of their pants. I know which movies I have to watch till the end of the year right now.
Wow. Well, we got a few questions from the Discord that pertain to all this. Jake Hefner asks, what horror movies do you prefer? The ones with clear and present villain as a source of evil, or more cerebral horror movies that mess with your head? Jump scares, yay or nay? What horror movie endings really stick with you to this day? So we're going to start with what of the movies you've watched. What are your kind of preferences? Do you something more cerebral? Are you into the slashers where there's a villain? Everybody say hi to the cat. What's the cat's name?
This one's Mika.
Hi, Mika. Tara, we'll start with you. Like, do you have a preference when it comes to horror movies at this point?
I mean, I have a preference of like if it's a thriller. Yeah. Listen, Terrifier terrified me. It stuck. There's some stuff in there that I'm like, it'll be stuck there forever. So, I think I prefer, like I said, It Chapter 1. I was like, this is great. We get some vengeance there. You know, the kids are being bullied, but then we get like some payback. I'm really into that. Like, mess somebody up, but not too bad. And then let us get some vengeance. That's my kind of like horror.
Gotcha. Roxy, what about you?
I've noticed that the religious horror doesn't seem to impact me as much. That's kind of the only thing that I think because I didn't grow up religious.
Big fan of the Conjuring movies.
Right. Like I don't have that fear of, for World Girls, I watched The Exorcist.
Yeah.
And for Real Rejects, I watched The Nun, the Conjuring movies, but The Nun specifically is more religious. And they don't seem to scare me as much because I don't believe in that. So, and never did. And nobody ever warned me of it. So that's the only thing that I've noticed is that those don't tend to be my preference. Because even though I love The Exorcist, don't get me wrong, it doesn't seem to be as freaky to me as like, here are things that I feel could actually happen. Like the Purge movies, which scared the crap out of me because I'm like, I can see us doing that.
Yeah.
And like for a hot second, I was like, I don't think this is a bad idea. And then I was like, oh no.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh no, Rox.
Yeah.
This is bad. Bad, Rox.
It's bad. It's a bad one. So jumping to the next part of the question, jump scares. How do we feel about jump scares? Yes on jump scares, no on jump scares.
Tara gets so scared from jump scares. That's like her thing.
yeah. I mean, listen, apparently this meme I read yesterday says a really scary movie is basically like taking a walk because you're burning that many calories. And with how scared I get, I'm basically going for a run. So I'm just going to say, yeah, it's a plus for me.
Yeah, plus on jump scares. Roxy, how do you feel about jump scares?
I like jump scares too. If they're stupid, then it's stupid. But if they work, it's the best feeling, especially if you're in a theater. DJ, what are you?
I think it depends. I think jump scares are effective, but I am a big believer in rewatchability. I think it's important. You want your movie to be something that you can go back and enjoy. And the problem with jump scares is once you know they're there, they're not scary anymore, especially if they're a fake out jump scare where it's like, who's that person? Oh, it's just my mom cooking, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, then it's like, okay, now that tension's gone forever. Now that I know.
Let me explain to you how much you would hate the Wrong Turn movies then.
Okay, got it. And so I think it's important to lay the groundwork for stuff that's like genuinely like, I'm trying to think of a movie where even once I know the deal, you go back and I'm like, no, this is still. Oh, I just rewatched Nope. Which was the third Jordan Peele movie about the aliens. I don't think that's a spoiler. It's about the aliens. And that's one of those movies that, like, even once you know the mystery, you're like, this is still upsetting. Like, I still feel that tension of like, yeah, this is bad. This is a bad situation that y'all are in. And so I think that's important so that you can go back and revisit a movie and still feel those feelings.
I think also like the end of that movie, they're really smart about how they go about it. And in a lot of like the trope of I complain about is like in horror movies is like, there's always like a dumb, weak person. And I hate that. I'm like, can't we just be normal where someone grabs a freaking weapon and takes care of business or like figures out how do we handle this? Like, we're not all idiots here. Let's like do it. And in Nope, they're all smart and they're like, they come up with this like, the grand thing at the end. I'm like, that's dope.
Yeah. Especially when, to your point, Tara, especially when the antagonist is just a dude, just a person. Yeah. And it's like, you could probably just hit that guy. Like my wife is a big fan of I Know What You Did Last Summer. And so we haven't finished yet, but we started watching the new one. And there's so many situations where like, that's just a guy though. Like, you know what I mean? Like you could tackle that guy. You could hit that guy with something. It's not Jason, this guy's not taking bullets, So what horror movie ending really sticks with you to this day? You guys have watched a lot. So are there any that break through the noise? You're like, oh, wow, that's in there.
It's unfair because we just watched these movies, but 2018 Halloween with the it's not a whatever, it's a cage with that we
it's
love.
a trap.
It's a trap. Yeah. It's not a cage, it's a trap or whatever. No. We thought that was with the fire. I mean, it would have honestly been a perfect ending to the entire franchise. Like we loved that reveal. But that it's probably not my favorite. But it's the freshest one in my mind that we watched this month that we were like, holy crap, that was sick.
What about
it's
you,
kind
Tara?
of hard to do like the endings of like Friday. I'm like, I don't even really remember. I know that I don't believe that we would rate like the ending of Friday the 13th or Nightmare on Elm Street high because we had a struggle going through those of like, all right, what's Swamp Boy doing here? And is this going to be exciting?
But we did like the Swamp Boy mom reveal being that shit. Was that the first one? That was
like 2, right?
That might have been the second one.
It might have been the second one. So it was like early versus like the endings. They're like, I don't know. They're just jerking around for money or something.
DJ, that's what we call Jason.
Swamp Boy?
Yeah. People really, really, really do not like that.
Oh, okay. Well, he is kind of a swamp boy.
And yet he's a swamp boy. So we stay
totally. I mean, come on, guys. Like, I couldn't remember his name when he flies out of the freaking water. I'm like, that's Swamp Boy.
They don't
Yeah,
believe that that's a swamp, and we do. So that's the
The
difference
lake
between
isn't a
us and them.
swamp. It's Crystal Lake. It's definitely got swampy vibes.
It's
It's got
Swamp
swamp
Boy.
energy.
I mean, I grew up in Florida, so I technically grew up in a swamp. It's not technically a swamp, but if anybody's watching the video, you look at that boy. He's pretty swampy.
He's a swamp boy. Like,
He's
what
a
are we gonna call
swampy
him?
guy.
Lake boy? Like, he's not Lake Boy. Lake
Yeah.
Boy has a backwards cap and a Coors Light. Like, he
Yeah.
is swamp
Exactly.
boy.
And a sweater tied around his freaking shoulders.
Yeah,
Like,
come on.
he's a swamp boy.
So I think for me, to you guys' point, I think with slasher movie, because slashers, especially the slashers you were watching in the heyday, where we're like cranking out one of these a year, you're kind of just getting to that last, Freddy jumps through a mirror, whatever, like he's gone, but not really, So for me, if I think of horror movies that really stick with me, it tends to be, there's iconic stuff like The Thing. I think The Thing has a pretty iconic ending. And it's also my favorite horror movie, so that's another reason why it sticks with me. And obviously more modern stuff like The
I
Witch.
watched that for Rejects.
The Thing? John
Yeah.
Carpenter's The Thing?
And do
Ooh,
it
I like
there.
it a
I did it
lot.
with Koi, and it actually got
So
me
good.
banned from reacting with Koi for a year and a half.
Why? What happened?
We loved catching up during the movie.
Gotcha.
They talk about it, and you're like, it's The Thing. So
Yeah.
everyone's like, shut the up.
Yeah.
We hadn't seen each other in a very long time.
Yeah.
And we loved the movie. We
Yeah.
loved the movie.
Yeah, The Thing's great.
But it was, did we need to talk about Ben Affleck and Matt Damon during The Thing for as long as we did? Maybe not.
Maybe not. Maybe
Perhaps
not.
not.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went
That's
on
so
a ban for
funny.
that. But that movie was great. And I actually watched it again since because I was like, I want to make sure I didn't miss much. And that movie slaps.
Yeah, The Thing's one of my favorites. But like stuff like The Witch has a pretty iconic
I haven't
ending.
seen that.
I'm not going
seen
to spoil it for you, but The Witch is great, and it has. I've been meaning to rewatch it, but now that I have a baby, I was like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I have the headspace for it. Hereditary has a pretty
Oh, yeah.
intense ending.
Hereditary. Terrifying.
Yeah. And that's the type of stuff that like sits in the bottom of your stomach. And then recently, I liked Weapons. I think Weapons.
Don't tell me.
It's from the same director that did Barbarian, which I liked more. But Weapons ending is perfect in my opinion. I think the ending is the best part of that movie.
What was the
So-
Sydney Sweeney movie that I watched recently that the ending was so fucked up?
Yeah, it was the one where she's the nun,
Yes.
and it's a bummer because the ending is the only interesting part of
The
that
ending
movie,
was
in my
the only
opinion.
part of the movie I cared about. But when
It's
it
the only
happened, I was like,
where it had like something to say about anything. What was it called? You're right. It was the one with her as a nun.
I was
And
going to call it The Nun, but that can't be the name of it.
It can't be. And what's so funny about that movie, Tara? Do you know the movie we're talking about with Sydney Sweeney as the nun?
Sisters? No, I don't know.
What's so funny is that one of the other nuns is the hot Italian lady from White Lotus season 2, and I just feel like there's some sort of like dark joke in that movie of like, yeah, we're gonna get all the hottest women from
Yeah.
the White
it's
Lotus,
called
and then
Immaculate.
Oh, Immaculate. That
Immaculate,
was it,
yeah.
Yeah.
But if you've seen Rosemary's Baby, you get it. You get the gist. Okay, so we got more questions here. Mike Joy says, awesome to see the Shejects together here. Would you two ever make something together? There's multiple questions. Here's one. Would you two ever make something together, i.e. short film or a film?
Yeah, duh.
I think we would like literally die to do that. And there's been multiple iterations that's almost been able to be the case. Mostly with like Tara willing it and being like, would you do the, and anything she's like, would you do this? I'm like, yeah, whatever it is. Cause I think we would die to do that. It would be so much fun. And I definitely think it's going to happen. It's just, as you know, DJ, making things is so expensive and time consuming. And to be honest, Tara and I both work full time for Real Rejects. Like we have other jobs, this one included. I have other shows that I do, but I am for sure 40 hours minimum a week for Real Rejects. So,
And what's super cool is making stuff is just getting easier. With everything going on in the world, it's just getting easier.
okay, you made a joke, but in some ways it is easier in terms of like, at least we have phones and stuff that we can make little like shorts and little things.
That's true.
but not movies.
Getting money for stuff is not
like,
easier right now.
Yeah, money and time.
I'm like, send us money and we'll do it.
Mike, if you know an investor, make some calls.
Exactly.
the next part of that question from Mike, the Chucky series is so good. Did you finish the series on your own since you couldn't continue reacting to it for Real Rejects? There was never a bad season on the show. Season 3 is bonkers.
Tara, how do you want to talk about this?
Well, I did not continue watching. I already told Ross, I was like, I'm not gonna watch it like without you. And there's been some talks, Greg is sometimes says, he's like, I think maybe I want you guys to finish it. I think it would be good for the fans. Like we need to close this chapter. And we're like, yeah, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
Like that's just where we are right now. But no, I mean, I don't think Rox has either. I haven't watched any of it.
I will never watch that show without Tara. That's what we have agreed upon. Like there will either be a day where Tara and I watch that show together, whether it's for Real Rejects or on one of our couches, or we will never finish the show because that's a Tara and Roxy thing. Like you don't go through a whole franchise with somebody and then just sit solo and decide to finish the show. It was a really tough call when we canceled watching it. We just posted the Halloween video today, the ranking, and immediately like the first 5 comments were, when are you going to finish the Chucky franchise?
Oh wow.
And this was like
2 years
ago. We still get every day DMs about it on Instagram, every day, like messages and comments on things. Because I think Tara and I connect. It's by far and away our favorite franchise.
We love him so much.
He's my wife's favorite too. She went as for Halloween. She went as I can't remember the character's name. The Bride of Chucky.
I did too last year. Jennifer Tilly is like a god to us. So we love that franchise so much. So
that's another weird one. What's the weird one with Jennifer Tilly and the girl? And we loved it. Yeah. And they were like naked and stuff.
Yeah, that Bound.
Yeah, that one.
I don't even know Bound. That's
Bound
wild.
is not a horror movie.
Okay.
It's not, but it's weird.
It's Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly. So two of the most gorgeous people that have ever walked the face of the earth in a heist drama that is referenced in one of the Chucky movies. So in the middle of our Chucky franchise, Greg had to stop and switch to watch Bound, and then we went back to watching Chucky because Jennifer Tilly makes like a couple of Bound references.
Is it okay? Is it that it takes place in the Chucky universe, or there is that movie where Jennifer Tilly plays herself in a Chucky movie and she's just referencing a movie she made? Does my question make sense?
Yeah, it does make sense. I don't know if Bound is canon as Jennifer Tilly playing her in Chucky as that person, or whether I don't remember, but
or is she playing the same character that becomes the doll? What is the context?
No, Bound doesn't talk about Chucky at all.
Gotcha.
Chucky only talks about Bound.
Bound. Yeah. And she does have the same sensual vibe, a little bit in Chucky that she does have totally in Bound. So there is a little bit of a tie-in there, and I was very happy that we watched Bound so that we could be like, oh, it's her, here she comes, very cool. It was wild. Yeah.
All right.
Honestly, you and Monica should watch that.
Yeah, I should put that on the playlist. We should check that out. I think that sounds like a lot of fun. All right, last question from the Discord. Leonard Kim asks, gotta go with the classic. What's your favorite candy/chocolate? What's your favorite sweet? That's how we'll phrase that. What's your favorite sweet? Especially in the context of trick-or-treating. What is it? You go to the house, they put the candy in, you're like, oh yeah, nailed it. What do you see in there?
Reese's, Snickers, Almond Joy. I got 3. I don't know how to I can't just pick one.
Yeah.
Skittles, Starburst, Reese's.
Skittles, Starburst. Okay, so you're by and large a fruit candy. Gotcha.
I really don't like American chocolate.
As opposed to like
German
chocolate?
Reese's
Gotcha.
Their chocolate.
Reese's Reese's I love because the peanut butter and the combo, but I will say one time a non-American friend of mine told me that everybody out overseas thinks American chocolate tastes like vomit, and I can't untaste it now.
Wow.
No.
So like
Wow.
Hershey's bars and stuff, I'm like, there's like a slight hint of vomit now, and I'm sorry if I just ruined your lives, but
Yeah. No, I'm okay.
so yeah, I'm not into Snickers and stuff, but I do love candy.
I still
Well,
eat.
there we... Wait, what? Mike Joyce in the chat saying another reason to watch Bound, the Wachowskis wrote and directed it. Is that true?
I don't know. I'm learning that in this moment.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
One
Well,
thing about these movies, DJ, is before we watch them, we are not allowed to look them up.
okay.
So we go in. This is why people make fun of me so much. In the reactions, half of it is me being like, I know that person. I recognize that person.
Yeah.
No, I know that person.
Yeah. It's
So
always a fun
oftentimes
game.
We will finish movies and we don't look it up and we still don't know who worked on it.
Oh yeah, it is them. They
That's
did
crazy.
direct it. Yeah, man, 1996, written and directed by the Wachowskis. Yeah, cool.
Right before The Matrix. My God. All right. Well, that's definitely going on the playlist. We'll definitely check that
It's
out.
sexy too, DJ. They're like really hot lesbian lovers
Very.
who are like doing
We'll have to check it
crazy
out.
stuff. Yeah, it's a hot. It's definitely like watching it. It's the sexiest movie I've ever watched with people watching me. I was like,
Yeah.
All right.
okay.
They need to put that on the thumbnail. Tara, before we go, remind the kids about your podcast and where they can find what you're working on.
Yeah, you can find the podcast anywhere, Apple, Spotify, but we're also on Instagram and YouTube at The Rage Pod, anywhere. And my YouTube channel is just under my name, Tara Erickson. And yeah, find me on all the places.
Very cool. Roxy, where can the kids find what you're working on?
You guys can find me everywhere at Roxy Striar. And then I did specially wrap our Cult of She-Jecks today. Tara and I have a clothing line that we do for Real Rejects. If you go to rejectnationshop.com, we have a bunch of She-Jeck specific merch. So if you like our dynamic, go support over there. We've got stuff with all the Halloween characters on it going right now. A lot of different slasher hoodie stuff. So
Very
check it
cool.
out.
Very cool. Go check that out. You can find me at DJ Talks Trash everywhere that matters. You can check out my personal channel, youtube.com/DJ Talks Trash. And please, please, please go to graveyardshiftcomic.com and check out my new horror comic over there. Go back, and I think you're going to dig it and support independent art. And I want to thank everybody that joined us live and everybody that's a patron. And we'll see you all next time.